Hey, it's Luke at Hip, and if you've been listening to the Growortho podcast maybe for weeks, months, or in some cases years, you know that we typically interview an industry expert, whether it be someone working in the office or a consultant, or just a strategic partner for orthodontists. Well, we're going to change things up just a bit, and this year we've actually released 4 books. And so we're going to release every audiobook, basically a chapter for each episode. Listen, enjoy, and let us know what you find valuable and implement and what works well in your office. Thanks so much for supporting HIP, and we hope you enjoy all these episodes on the Practice Growth series.
Chapter 4. Employing Fee and Pricing Strategies. Every sale has 5 basic obstacles. No need, no money, no hurry, no desire, no trust. Zig Ziglar. Picture this. You're watching TV when a car commercial comes on. It's a beautiful new luxury sports car driving down the Pacific Coast Highway during a picturesque golden California sunset. You think to yourself, you know what? It's time for me to buy a sports car. I want to be coasting in it down the highway too. I work hard. I deserve it. Then suddenly, the price comes up. $80,000? It could be yours today. No, it can't. And so you turn off the TV and accept your mediocre sedan as good enough for now. This doesn't happen, and people buy cars that are more expensive than their household income can support every day, because the car company knows you want that luxury sports car. They're not going to scare you away with the car's huge price tag. Instead, they tell you that the car can be yours, starting at X dollars a month with 0% down and X% interest rate. They know how to get people to the dealership because once they sit in the car, it's game over. They're definitely not paying $80,000 out of pocket today unless they're insanely rich and have that kind of disposable income. But they will drive it off the lot today if they can manage the monthly payments. The same goes for orthodontic treatment. Many of your patients may have a child that needs orthodontic treatment, or in some cases, multiple children. Other patients may be students working part-time to save up for the treatment, or adults working full-time who can use their insurance to cover a portion of the cost. For most people, a treatment that costs over $5,000 is too much money to dish out. So your TC must be able to present fees to patients without causing their alarm bells to ring. Here's how your TC can do this the right way. Avoid saying the big number out loud. Just as with all the procedures we've discussed so far, the setup for this starts with your scheduling coordinators. Since they're the first to engage with prospective patients, they're the ones who need to pre-frame treatment costs. However, everyone in the office needs to be aware of how pricing is discussed to ensure that they're all on the same page and presenting a unified front. The scheduling coordinators are the first ones that should be avoiding that big number and providing the prospective patient with an average price breakdown, including the down payment and monthly fee. This is absolutely crucial for your TC. They won't be able to avoid the big number completely, as patients do need to know the overall cost of treatment, but there are still good ways to do this without activating their anxieties and getting their objections to kick in. It's as simple as just pointing to the number instead of saying it. I'll show you how you can put this into practice later in the chapter. Offer one pricing option. We are fortunate enough to live in a world with many options available to us. Do I want Mexican or Italian for lunch? Do I want to buy this cheaper jacket from the department store or the one-of-a-kind piece from that boutique? Should I spend my birthday money on clothes or put it in my savings account? It's great to have options, but if you're not an impulsive risk taker, options usually come with the need to make a decision, and making the right decision usually requires time. As a practice trying to take on more patients, giving numerous options isn't exactly the best method to attain growth. When you offer multiple pricing or payment options to a patient, you force them to make more decisions, which can cause them to hesitate. And then you'll hear, I need to talk to my husband, wife, partner about this. I need to think about it. I'm not sure right now. Can I get back to you? So, you need to make it as easy as possible for them to say yes. How? You need to instruct your TC to lead by giving patients one simple and easy-to-understand payment option, where the price is digestible and reasonable to commit to. After working with hundreds of practices on this, we've realized that the best structure is this: a down payment of $300 or less, plus monthly payments of $200 or less. Few people feel the need to go home and think it over at these prices. If the patient would like to put down more to lower their monthly fee, then let them be the ones to suggest it. Casey from Fishbein explains how this works. The patient shouldn't have to decide between the 4 options I've suggested. We used to do that, and everyone needed to think it over. Now, we always lead with that payment plan of $300 down, and it has to be less than $200 per month. That's our TC's rule for financing, and that typically eliminates any questions from the patient. If the patient wants to put down more or pay in full, we will discuss it. However, we will never lead with that. They can make their suggestions afterward, and we will ultimately do whatever they feel comfortable with. If you get your TC to do this every time with every patient, you will see how quickly your conversion rates rise. Always mention coverage, discounts, and promotions. People love getting a good deal, so what better way to get someone on board with treatment than by telling them how much money they get to save? When your TC presents the treatment plan to patients, they should always include the amount covered by their insurance and any promotions and discounts currently taking place in your office before they provide the payment structure. This way, when they present the final fees, they can give the price breakdown with the savings already factored in and assure them that they're getting the lowest rate possible. For example, if their insurance covers $1,000 and your practice is offering $500 off treatment for June, make sure your TC factors that in before they crunch the numbers. It will lower their overall fee and boost their confidence in knowing they're getting a sweet deal. Be flexible. If your TC offers this payment plan and the patient is still hesitant to start, they have to be empathetic and offer some flexibility. As a practice that values its patients, you want to be able to do everything in your power to keep the patient happy and do what you can to accommodate them. If they're hesitant about the down payment, your TC can offer to split it in half, where they pay $150 today and the other $150 in 2 weeks. This can make a big difference to a person's cash flow when they get paid every 2 weeks. If they struggle with the $200 monthly fee, expand their payment plan beyond their treatment deadline by a few months to achieve a lower monthly rate. Hear Madison's fee presentation by visiting https://hip.agency/the ultimate TC. They'll still be coming into the office for their retainer checks over the next 6 months after treatment is completed, so it's easy to pitch extended treatment plans beyond 24 months. The fee presentation. This is where all of the magic happens, and it shouldn't take longer than 5 minutes. If you're using the strategies listed above, you will have no problem making this happen. But let's tie it all together so you can see how it actually looks. And no, you don't need an overhead projector or an iPad showcasing a detailed PowerPoint presentation to do this successfully. You really only need a piece of paper outlining their financial agreement and a pen for them to sign. Here's what HIP's orthodontic financial agreement looks like. Here is shown a form entitled Orthodontic Financial Agreement. The section at the top includes blanks for date, start date, responsible party, phone number, patient, and email. Below that are a series of treatment choices with blanks to the left to allow for selection. The choices are full treatment, phase 1, phase 2, ETT, limited treatment, Invisalign, and incognito. The next section is a numbered list of items used to calculate fees with dollar signs and blanks to the right of each. The items are 1. Professional fee. 2. Less applicable courtesy, with a blank for %. 3. Less estimated insurance. 4. Estimated responsible party portion. 5. Less initial payment, with a blank for due date. And 6. Unpaid balance. Below that is a paragraph of text. Unpaid balance, number 6, above is payable to blank in blank monthly installments of blank dollars each, and 1 installment of the running balance. The first initial payment is payable on blank and subsequent installments on the same day of each consecutive month until paid in full. A $10 late fee will be charged on all accounts that are 10 days past due. Then there are blanks for signature, witness, and date, and lastly some disclaimer text that reads, I understand that this amount is an estimate only and that I am personally responsible for any balance not paid by insurance. If your TC presents this to their patients, it should already be filled out. Everything should be outlined, including the total treatment cost, insurance coverage, promotions, down payment, and monthly fee structure. All they have to do at the end of the presentation is sign and date it. Here's how this looks in practice. Okay, patient's name. This is your total treatment fee. Point to the number, $5,800, but don't say it out loud. Here's some really good news. Patient's name. You've got awesome insurance that will cover $2,000 of your treatment fee, which is amazing. That leaves you with $3,800. You can take care of that however you want, but just as a starting place to make it easy and convenient for you, if you put down $300 today, your monthly payment will be $179 a month over the next 24 months. Is that something that might possibly work for you? Then stop talking. 9 out of 10 times, they will say that works for them. Okay, great. How do you want to take care of the $300 down payment today? Amex, Visa, or... The top 1% orthodontic clinics are doing it, and so can you. Your new patients really want to start treatment. It's up to your TC to help them get past the common obstacles that stand in their way. Following these pricing strategies exemplified by the nation's fastest growing orthodontic practices will help you get more patients starting treatment as soon as today. In the next chapter, we will go into detail about how you can make that close stick with the same-day start.